Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Saturday. You know how yesterday when I started it, I said happy Friday, and then I almost said happy Saturday? Today feels like a Sunday because we just got back from brunch at Cafe Patio. So it feels like a Sunday because we just got back from brunch and I've got my Cafe Patio coffee right here. And Alex went upstairs to change and put on comfy clothes, and he's gonna watch some shows while I'm vlogging. And then afterwards, I may film a video or two after this, I'm not sure. Or I, may do that tomorrow. We're gonna see. Anyway, but we're gonna watch some shows tonight. We've got RuPaul's Drag Race finale to watch. Well, as soon as I get done vlogging, we're gonna watch that because I really haven't been on social media at all because I have wanted to try to stay away from seeing who won RuPaul's Drag Race. So I have no idea who won. So it was the finale last night. So as soon as I get done vlogging, we're gonna watch that, and then we might watch some Traders UK tonight because we started that the other night. And then he wants to watch The Good Wife. And I started a new show last night that I am so into. And I'm going to watch that. And I got caught up on, so I'm caught up on all my shows. So, and Sister Wives comes back tomorrow night. So it is a good weekend. But yeah, it feels like a Sunday. And today they were supposed to come and power wash all the buildings and all that kind of stuff. And so we didn't move all this stuff off our back patio. We moved some of it off, but not all of it. And I feel really bad because my neighbor next door, she has her patio is like twice as long as ours. It's kind of like long and narrow. But she is like, what do you call them? I don't even know what you would call them, but they look like bookshelves, but they're for plants, where you like grow plants on them and stuff. And she hasn't started them. My nose is like, oh, I forgot to take my allergy medicine. My nose was itching like crazy. Anyway. She has like two of them, and those are in like the yard leaning up against the tree. And then she took like her big table and stuff, which they said they would move big stuff. He was like, you don't have to move the big stuff. They'll move the big stuff tomorrow. Like if they can get around it, they'll get around it. If they have to move it, they'll move it. But she moved it all into the yard. Well, last night when I was watching TV, it started lightning, and I had such a cozy setup last night. So it was supposed to start thunderstorming. Well, we'll get to this in just a second. It was supposed to start thunderstorming late last night. And then when I was vlogging yesterday, I thought that it was going to rain like early evening. And then it did feel like it was sprinkling a little bit yesterday, but that stopped. And so it full on started thunderstorming about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning last night. I mean, lightning, thunder. It was downpour. It was coming down. And, I mean, until like, I woke up today, and I got up at like, I don't know, 12:30 or 1 or something like that, and it was like, I went into the bathroom, and like washed my face and brushed my teeth, and I could still hear it on like the skylight. It was still like pounding down, and I was like, is it still raining outside? So I said to Alex, because he had gotten up a little bit earlier than me, and I said, did they ever come to power wash today? And he was like, no, I don't think so, because it's been raining all morning. So they didn't come today, so I can't imagine that they would come tomorrow on Easter Sunday, but anyway, our other neighbors on the other side, they didn't move anything off their patio. And she didn't move her stuff off her front patio. Last night, I took this table inside. I took the Christmas pillow. I have no Christmas pillow behind me today. No plaid Christmas pillow. I took the Christmas pillows inside. I took this table that you guys are on right now, which I bought a new one last year, and a new table. I took this inside. So all that was out here last night were the two chairs. And I didn't know if they were going to do all this. And so I thought if they were, then they could just move the chairs like 2 feet in front of the patio. Or from like on the sidewalk. Because that's what he said yesterday when I talked to him on the phone. But they didn't come today. But I will say this. I will say this. That when I came out here last night and I was like moving stuff in. And I had like, when it was just the two chairs and the white table, I was like, it kind of looks nice out here. Because, this table sits out here, okay? You guys, this table is like a TV tray, kind of like desk kind of thing. And so, it sits out here like all the time. I used to like fold it up and put it behind a chair. I don't do that anymore. I just keep it out here all the time. So I was like, our patio is kind of spacious without that table on here. So now I'm thinking I might fold this up and take it inside. But see, when I come out here at night, like whether it's to do my prayers or like last night I sat out here for a long time and I listened to an audiobook. Like I'll put my coffee, like right here is my coffee, but I put it like on this. And then I have candles sometimes lit over here. I took the candles inside too last night. And I'll put like my AirPods, if I'm listening to a book, like on my AirPods or whatever. Last night I was listening with my Beats that Eric, that Alex got me. On a side note, I used to never like the Beats. They wouldn't stay in my ears. Alex got them for me a couple years ago because I was like an AirPod person. I think we know by now I've gone through like 4 pairs of AirPods in the last year and a half. But Alex a couple years ago got me the Beats, the black ones that, you know, like go in your ear. I didn't really know how to do them. I don't know what it was, but it was about 6 months ago. I like figured out how you turn them. So if you don't know, if you've never tried them before, Beats are like this, but then they have like, they look kind of like a comma, and the top part of the comma goes into like your ear right here, and then it sticks. And so that's where it holds them in place. Okay, I didn't know that that was what it was supposed to do. I know I'm a total idiot. But now that I've learned that, I almost kind of like the Beats more than the AirPods. It's so weird. Because forever I was just a total AirPod person. But now I'm kind of like, maybe I should try some different things other than AirPods. But anyway. So yeah, so got everything cleaned off last night. And I was kind of like, I kind of like how it looks out here. It's very spacious. I mean, I didn't think that the porch was this spacious, you know? Anyway, we just got back from brunch. Got to see all of our friends. They were so surprised to see us there on Saturday. And this other couple, they're a lot older than us, but they're there every Sunday as well. But they go in there like every day for brunch. They go out to dinner every night, and they go to lunch every day to Cafe Patio specifically. That's the only place they go. You know what? I didn't even think about this. Was it yesterday? Maybe it was yesterday. Somebody direct messaged me that lives in another part of Indiana, and it was their daughter's birthday. Oh, it was yesterday. It wasn't today. But they were going to take their daughter to Cafe Patio, and so they were asking me they were like, what's the brunch place that you guys go to? Because they were going to take their daughter there for her birthday. And I said, Cafe Patio. I said, but there's like 5 or 6 locations in Indianapolis. That's actually something that I never would have thought of when I got on YouTube. I have people that reach out to me all the time. And sometimes I don't see them until after they've come and gone, just so you know, like, it's not personal. But people reach out to me all the time and be like, if you're going to come to Indianapolis and you want any recommendations, email me, okay? First of all, email me. Because, like, when people leave stuff in comments, there's so much that I could say. It's easier for me to be, like, on a computer, typing it out on an email than it is to, like, answer it in a comment. If that makes sense? Because I could, like, then I can say, like, well, what are you looking for? Are you wanting to do movies, plays, restaurants, a bar? Like, what are you looking for? And then it can go back and forth. I mean, obviously, I've lived in Indianapolis almost my whole life, so I know a lot about it. But I actually get people that reach out to me about that quite a bit. About, like, oh, we're coming to Indianapolis, or my husband's going on a work trip, or I'm going on a work trip, or we're from Illinois, my girlfriends and I are coming to Indianapolis for a weekend to a concert. Like, what are other things to do there? I get asked that a lot. Or hotels. People ask me a lot about hotels. So anyway, and like what part of town? Because Indianapolis is kind of weird. Like, so it depends, like, when people ask, the concert question I get asked quite a bit. And so what I'll say is like, well, where are you coming? Like, because Taylor Swift, I think she was at Lucas Oil Stadium, which is downtown. So, like, if you, like, we're 20 minutes from right now, like, door to door, we're probably 25 minutes to Lucas Oil Stadium. And then we're also, like, 25 minutes to Caroline's house, which is on the north side. Like, where Alex's mom used to live, where Alex and I grew up. That's, like, 25 minutes in the other direction on the north side. So, Indianapolis is, I know this is so not interesting to anybody, but Indianapolis is, like, set up on a perfect grid. So, it's, like, the metro area is in the middle, and then it's north, south. And then when I say this, people will be like, well, that's any other city. It is, but it isn't. Because Indianapolis is like a perfect circle. And so like 465, which is the interstate, literally goes around Indianapolis. Like, you could get on it, like, right up where we are, and then like a half an hour later, you could be on the opposite side at like the south side at Meridian. 465, they'll take you to the south side of my Meridian, like downtown. But if you keep on driving on 465, like, it takes you in a circle. Like, you could get on one entrance and get off at the same entrance. Does that make sense? And so 465 is the circle, Indianapolis is the middle, and then the north side is like Hamilton County, Fox Hollow Farm, Carmel, Westfield, Noblesville, Fishers, where Tanya lives, Caroline lives, where Alex and I grew up, Carlos and Liliana live, Alex's aunt and uncle live. The south side is like south of Indianapolis. It's like Greenwood, Southport, things like that. And that's different than like south of Indiana, which would be like Bloomington, like in Columbus, that's, you know, and like Louisville is like south of Indianapolis, but you wouldn't call it the south side. The south side's specifically like Greenwood and Southport. And then there's the west side and the east side. So it's, every street in Indianapolis is kind of like on a north, south, east, west. Does that make sense? So it's, like, directions are really easy in Indianapolis. But anyway, but if you're, like, let's say if you're coming for Taylor Swift, because a couple people reached out to me and said they were coming for Taylor Swift, and they're like, we're looking at this hotel, and I think one person I did say, because they were looking at a hotel like by Tanya, and I was like, you're talking like an hour drive, and with traffic during a concert, you're probably talking a 2-hour drive. Like, it would be easier for you to stay at a hotel that's in walking distance. And, so, anyway, people ask me that stuff all the time. A little thing about YouTube that I wouldn't have expected. But anyway, so we went to Cafe Patio. Oh, so this couple next to us. So Cafe Patio has been bought by a company. The woman that started it, Martha Hoover, she's very philanthropic here in Indianapolis. Wonderful restaurateur, started a lot of really great organizations. She has sold Cafe Patio, I believe, to like a national chain, and it's going to be franchised. So it may be coming to a city near you. But with that, there's a lot of changes that are going on. I was asking her friend, she's like, there's no like there's some internal changes, but there's like, it won't affect like the servers and our friends or the managers and stuff like that. So, but it's changing some food things. I think I talked about this before, about how they decided that they were going to get rid of the bagels because they, like, everything is made in their in-house bakery except for the bagels, which they outsource from New York, I guess, or something like that. So they're not trying to outsource anything. They want to keep it all in-house except for, I guess, the coffee. So, which, by the way, today was banana nut, my all-time favorite. I did put it on my Instagram. Just so you guys can see. Hold on. If you go there, they have a whole little coffee bar and everything. I'll show you what it looks like. Oh, look at this little dog. My favorite, I put. So see, they have like 3 or 4 of these in a row. And then they have like sugar and creamer. And then they have this whole tower of like cups, like glass cups. So anyway, banana nuts, my all-time favorite. I think we know that. No. That's not true. That's not true. Somebody caught it. Peter is a liar. He's always said blueberry crumble is his favorite, but now he changed it. I guess, well, blueberry crumble's my favorite. Banana nut kind of reminds me of my mom a little bit. So it's kind of like, I like them both. I kind of change with this all the time. But better than coconut cream, I'll say that. Anyway, they can all be my favorites. But blueberry crumble is my absolute favorite at Cafe Patio. Anyway, and they changed coffee companies a couple years ago, and it's never been the same. So, this couple that we sit next to, they come every day, and they literally order the same thing every single time they come, which is fine, because we always do too, but we don't go there I mean, if I was going there 7 days a week. And so, I was like, they were sitting right next to us, because, like, you kind of pick the section of, like, the server you want, so we always sit in our friend's section. And so, I was talking to them, and they're like, oh my god, you're here on a Saturday, and so I was talking to them, and I said something about, because he always gets a bagel. And the sandwich that I get, which is the Fat Rabbit, I get on a bagel, but they don't have bagels anymore. So now I had to get it on whole wheat bread. It was fine. It was just, it tasted, like my server was like, because then they got rid of the ricotta cream cheese and I kept on saying herb, like Herbaumeister cream cheese. The herb cream cheese. And so they just have cream cheese now. But they also put hummus on it instead. And so she was like, do you want cream cheese? It's just regular cream cheese. I was like, yeah, sure. And then she's like, do you want some hummus? And I was like, yeah, light, whatever. It tasted like a different vegan sandwich to me, but it wasn't any worse or any better, you know? It was just different. I liked it just as much. It just tasted different than the Fat Rabbit because but it was, I mean, it's all just a bunch of vegetables between some bread, you know? It's like not that much to be going off. Well, so anyway, I was asking them, they were real put out that there weren't bagels there anymore. And I was like, well, it's not their fault. Like, it's not the server's fault. And they're like, well, we know, but we're just really upset about it, you know? And they were really upset about it. So anyway, like, really upset about it. Anyway, but then they have a new soup there. So, they got rid of the turkey chili because it's seasonal, not because of a menu change. It will be coming back in the fall. Alex loves the turkey chili. This one server, she's younger in there, And she is so sweet. She just started working there about 6 months ago. And so she came up to Alex because they had talked about the turkey chili one time. And she's like, did you get some turkey chili before it went out? She's like, because I took a whole container of it home. And he was like, yeah, I bought some before, like, I got some and took it home before it left. She's like, it's so good. She's like, nobody in the kitchen even wanted it. I go, well, they're probably sick of it. She's like, oh, yeah, because I get it all the time. And she's like, I love the turkey chili. Well, I noticed that they have this new soup. So they have the tomato artichoke, which everybody gets. They have grilled cheese with a tomato artichoke. Their grilled cheese comes on a waffle, though. I think I might have tried it. I don't know if I've ever tried it. I don't know if I have. I don't think I have. I should try that sometime. But anyway, you can get like a cup of the tomato artichoke and then like half of the grilled cheese on a waffle. Doesn't that sound so good, though? Grilled cheese on a waffle. So anyway, they had a new soup, and it was red lentil with lime. It reminded me of the soup that we had it reminded me of the avocado soup that I had, but it was red instead of green, at that Mexican restaurant when we were in Mexico. And I didn't think Alex was gonna like it. And so I said, I never get soup usually, you guys know that. And so I was like, let me try a cup of it, because that looks good. I love lentil soup. My mom used to make lentil soup. I always hated the sound of it, but whenever I would get it, my mom made a lot of soups when I was a kid. So she had a bread maker, which I have now. I don't know why I keep it. The other day I was like, I should get rid of this thing. I don't ever use it. I think I've made bread in there like twice. I don't know, maybe more than that, but I went through like this kind of wild hair where I was making my mom's orange bread in it. It's real easy if you have a bread maker. I'm sure it's even, that one's like, I mean, my mom's been gone 17 years. She probably got it 5 years before that. So I mean, that bread maker is like 25 years old. I'm sure the bread makers now are super easy, but back then all you did was you literally, it was like this thing, and then in between it was like, I don't know how you did it, but you just like, it's like this metal thing. You just put all the ingredients in there, and then you like turn it on, and it like made your bread for you. Is that how bread makers, I mean, I did it a couple, maybe once, 2 or 3 times, I don't even know, but it was so easy, and the bread came out perfect loaf. But my mom back in the day, she used to make, I can remember, where you would like put it in the oven, and that's the one thing my mom couldn't make. Like, she couldn't bake to save her life, but bread, homemade bread, she loved it, and she could make it. Like banana nut bread, she would make like white bread. Orange bread was my mom's favorites. My mom was my favorite of my mom's. Cranberry bread. She made all kinds of bread. It was so good. And do you know where you would put it like in the oven on a real low setting, and you put a towel over it and let the yeast rise? I mean, my mom did all of that back in the day. I can remember like her, like, it was, and she'd be like, this is so weird, I don't know how I just remember this. She'd be like, don't walk by the oven real heavy, because you'll like, it'll like the yeast will settle or something like that. Do you guys remember that? Anyway, am I making that up, or did I remember that? Like, I feel like that's a real thing. Or was that a souffle? I feel like it was both, but my mom did do souffles when I was a kid. Spinach souffle. My dad, maybe that's why my dad used to get the spinach souffles from Stouffer's, because I used to love it as a kid. So I would go with my dad like on Wednesdays or the weekend. My dad loves to grill out. So he would grill out. I just remember we have lunch with him this week. He would grill out like New York strip steaks and then make wild rice. And then we would always get the Stouffer's spinach souffle. Oh, here's my favorite neighbors. Y'all are all covered up. You can't even look over here today. Where's the power washers?
Monday.
Are they coming on Monday? There's no way they could have come today. It's too nasty out. You too, but I love your umbrella. It's so pretty. Have a good one. He's the one that called all of us about the power washers. She's real funny. She like gets jokes. He's real serious. He's really super nice, but he's very serious. So like, I was gonna joke with him about the power washer thing, but I knew that he wouldn't. Like, he'd be like, you know, that's why it was like Monday, they're coming Monday. That's the incident with the pickleball courts and the tennis courts, because everybody in this neighborhood has, like, she has a sense, she's a hilarious sense. Sometimes he does, sometimes he's kind of funny. But anyway, really nice guy though, like called all of us. He called me yesterday, he's like, Peter, or whenever he called, was it yesterday? Yeah, and he was like, Peter, and I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, I'm just calling about, anyway. So my dad, I don't know how I remember what I was talking about, because I was talking about something so random. But my dad would make, do you guys, okay, the Stouffer's brand, what do you call it? The the Stouffer's brand, like, meals. I just bought some of this the other day when I was with Tanya Jean, and they were so gross. I asked Alex if he wanted them, and I threw them out. I made them in the air fryer. I'm getting so good at cooking in the air fryer. But I'm trying to eat healthier. So I bought these things at Trader Joe's that are, like, the real low-cal, and I've been eating really good this week. And, wait for it, I took a walk last night, and a long walk. It didn't rain. It started sprinkling a little bit, and then I was like, you know what? Go walk. You want to listen to your audiobook? So anyway, we'll get to that in a second. But I bought these things last night. They look like kind of, I don't really know how to explain them. They're real low-cal, and they're vegetarian, and they're high in protein. And they are, what are they called? They look like they would sound like baklava, but they're, anyway, I'll have to show you guys the box. But I'm hooked on them. And they're little triangle things that look like triangle egg rolls. But they're vegan, and they're so good. And they're so filling. I could eat a couple of them, and I'm totally full. So anyway, my dad used to make the Stouffer's, not stuffing, but the Stouffer's spinach souffle. Do they even make it anymore? Oh, that's what I was telling you guys about. So I was with Tanya. I was really, like, craving something cheesy. And so I was looking through these, like, macaroni cheese bites, okay? And so I got these Stouffer's, like, macaroni cheese curds or something. They were so gross. I put like 8 of them in the air fryer. They're real small. They're like the size of a quarter. I ate like one of them, and I was like, what is this? And I asked Alex if he wanted them. He was like, no. I was like, they are just like, I was like, I'm not doing this. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, so anyway, so the spinach souffle. How did I get to the spinach souffle? My mom making homemade bread. How did I get to the homemade bread? We were talking about brunch. Anyway, brunch was really, really good today. So he wanted to do brunch today because tomorrow we're going over to his aunt and uncle's house for Easter brunch, which will be really fun. And we're going over there at 1. So, I mean, we probably won't be home too late. And then I'll come home and vlog after that. And then we'll watch TV. And then tomorrow, Sister Wives. Perfect weekend. So, let's talk about last night. I had such a good night last night. As you know, Alex went over to his girlfriend's house for Couchella, which is like Coachella, but they all sat on the couch. And then they played some game. It's this game they always play. I can't remember what it's called. I thought he'd be home like super, super late. And he like texted me at like 1:15. He's like, I'm on my way home. And I was like, okay. I was kind of surprised. I was reading. So last night, he left, I finished my vlog, and I was like bringing him the coffee cup and stuff inside or whatever, and I was like getting my vlog rendered, and I like came out here, and I was like, it kind of stopped. Remember, I was like sprinkling it towards the end, and I was like, did it stop like raining and stuff? And so I was like, I kind of really wanted to take a walk, but in all honesty, first of all, I'm trying really hard to get back into my walks. And I want to start doing it every single day. And I want to start lifting weights. And so I think Monday, this week, I've been putting it off and putting it off. I'll do it like a day or two, and then I'll take it out. So like Monday is my goal for like starting this week. I'm doing the walks every day. I'm doing the weightlifting. I'm going to make a really conscious effort and all this kind of stuff. I have all the pieces. I know what to do. So I was like, you need to kind of like, here's the thing with me and the whole like working out thing. If I do it a day or two, like I'm totally into it to win it, right? But if I get away from it, like for like 4 or 5 days, it's so hard for me to get back into it. It's like the building of the motivation to get back into it. But when I'm back into it, I'm kind of in it to win it. And so I was like, well, Alex is gone. I was like, now if you walk, you're gonna have to skip your nap tonight because you want to read. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna skip my nap. So I went out and I walked last night, and I walked for like hour. It was like 1 hour and 43 minutes. So I keep a little chart of where I walk or how much I walk. Well, it's in one of those little notebook things. 1 hour and 43 minutes last night. I was very proud of myself, and I hurt like hell today when I woke up. I did. I hurt like hell. Can somebody explain to me? No, this is my question, right? Do y'all remember when Shane Dawson started doing the walking pad stuff? Okay. And did I get this wrong? I swear to God, like somebody sent me a clip or I saw something where he's talking about the walking pads. Because that's really like, he was talking about the walking pads. People were having me watch his podcast about the walking pads. And I started thinking about the walking pads. And that's really kind of a lot of like, sadly, I guess I was kind of indirectly influenced by Shane Dawson about the walking pad. By the way, I have on jeans today. Alex wore shorts. And then I have on these Birkenstocks, which I think are my new favorites. These like sand-colored ones. They're the ones I got Alex for Valentine's Day. I was going to wear my brown aloe hat today. I just don't like the way that it fits on my head. I have tried so hard. I do wear it when I... That's why I thought of it, because I wore it last night when I walked. Okay, but like an hour and 45 minutes for me... Let me just put this in perspective for you. I think I hit like... Well, I could look, but I think it was like 12 or 13,000 steps for the day. Now, mind you, I didn't walk a lot around here. When we go to Ultra, do you guys remember at Ultra? I think I hit like one day, it was like 22,000 steps. That's walking around downtown Miami. And also, standing on my feet, walking all around Ultra, dancing for like 6 to 7 hours a day. Dancing, constantly being active. 22,000 steps. Am I wrong? Or when I watched Shane Dawson's podcast, and they were comparing steps, did he say that he walked 45 to 50,000 steps a day? I'm just asking because I think it's impossible if you want to know the truth. I honestly, you would have to constantly be in motion. And I know that he said he was like editing, he had walking pads all over the house, but you would literally have to be in motion for like 18 hours a day. Because when I walk really fast, okay? I'm not super tall, so like for every one step of Alex's is 2 steps of mine. And so, I mean, like, I get a lot of steps in, you know what I mean? But I also walk pretty fast. And an hour and 45 minutes, and I was at like 12,000 steps. So, to get like 40,000 steps, I would have to, or 45 to 50,000 steps, I would have to walk, that would mean I would have to walk 6 hours a day plus at this kind of rate. How are you doing any kind of work, filming anything, taking care of kids, cleaning? I mean, how are you doing anything when you're just like this, in motion, for 6 hours a day? I'm not saying it's impossible, but it would have to be 6 to 10 hours a day that you're taking. I don't understand that. I mean, more power to him. He looks fantastic. I think he looks great. I know he loves the walking pad thing, but I just don't understand. I mean, how do you do? Does he must have been, because he did say he had those walking pads all over his house. Maybe I just need to get them all over my house. Maybe I'm sitting here vlogging and I'm just... Should I start doing walking pad vlogs? Oh God, I shouldn't have put that out there in the universe. I know as soon as I say that, everybody's gonna be like, yes, yes! Should I do a walking pad vlog sometime this week? Should I? Let me know in the comment section below. The thing is, it'll be like this the whole time. Did you like that demonstration? It'll be a mess! Because I walk heavy, so when I'm walking, it'll be like this. Anyway. So, well, I know that because I was watching this interview, you know, that he had done. Everybody sent me this interview. They want me to see what I think about it. So, I was like, damn, he has lost a lot of weight. He looks fantastic. And I was like, and I know it was because of the walking, because he talked about that. So, anyway, so yeah, I walked for an hour and 45 minutes last night. I was very proud of myself. So, like, the first 45 minutes, I listened to music. And then, like, the last hour, I listened to the audiobook. Okay, I don't really know what it was. And let me just tell you, I mean, I could have walked, like, 3 hours and just kept on listening to this book. I am, like, I'm loving this book. So I'm now, like, halfway through it, because I listened to so much of it. That's the other thing, is when I'm not walking, I'm not getting through my books as quickly, okay? And I miss that. Catherine Cowell's All the Missing Pieces. Yeah, I'm like halfway through it now. I am really, really liking this book, okay? And I don't know what it is about this book. So it is a romance, but it's also about, like I said, this girl that goes missing in this town, this girl whose sister has, like, been kidnapped or murdered or something. And so she's, like, one of the victims of, it's linked to this case somehow. So she's in this town called Shady Pines or Shady River or something like that. It's like this small town by the woods, and she's fallen in love with the sheriff, and he's fallen in love. It's got cozy mystery vibe or elements to it, but it's also kind of like a thriller. It's like a cozy romance thriller. I really like it. I will tell you right now, it is not one of the greatest written books ever. The dialogue is kind of cheesy, but it's just like the little details about it, like the kind of coffee she orders, or like the sheriff's like going around her van and he's like reading off her bumper stickers, and she has all these bumper stickers from like San Francisco to like, you know, I don't even know, Yellowstone, and he's like reading, it's just like little things from her cat named Tater, and he's got a dog, and They're like fighting over he like gives her his whiskey at the bar. It's just, I don't know, there's something real homey about it. I love it. So anyway, I listened to that last night, got back from my walk. And then when I got back, I just stood, I was like looking right there because I stood, I was like, the camera stopped right as I was getting ready to do a demonstration. So when I walk, this is what I do, okay? So I turn on here's my time clock, right? I always step off the step. I don't know why, but it's always with my left foot. Probably an OCD thing. Probably need to change that up. So I always step off with my left foot, and as soon as I step off, I hit start, right? So I time myself while I'm walking. Okay. Wait, gotta turn that off. This will be going for the next 20 hours if I don't stop it. So, and now, I don't know if I can walk tonight. I'm real excited to walk, but it's raining. So if the rain stops, I will walk. Although, since I've been sitting here, I saw my favorite neighbors walk by and 2 other people that I don't know. I've seen them running. So I'm sure it's perfectly fine for me to walk out here tonight. But anyway, I got done walking. So like, I do, like when I'm at the driveway is like, it kind of depends. Like if I'm at the minute mark, like wherever I'm at the minute mark, like I always round it up and even it off. And if I'm at that point, I just kind of stop it and reset it. So I'd done that last night. Sometimes like if I'm at, this won't make any sense, but like let's say if I'm at like an hour and 42 minutes and 16 seconds, I'll keep on walking past the house, like down to my neighbor's mailbox and back, just so I can get it to like an hour and 43 minutes. Does that make sense? And then I stop it. Okay. So that we're always in motion for that long period of time. Okay. So I got up here last night and I was like, because sometimes like if I ended at the end of the driveway, then I kind of like walk very slowly up, I stretch, I kind of do some of these lunges and things like that. You know, a lot of these kind of things that, you know, looks like professional people do, but I'm not professional. Not yet, not yet. So anyway, I have to tell you though, okay, I did return back to the original shoes that Alex bought me years and years and years ago. Those Nike ones that like, they tie on the front, but it kind of goes to the side and they're like neon. I don't know, those shoes they're running shoes, they're not walking shoes, but they are so comfortable. Next are the On Clouds, but I still struggle with them. And then the Aloe shoes, don't buy them. I would not recommend those Aloe shoes to nobody. I don't think they're comfortable, and I don't think they're cute either. I don't think they're cute, and they're expensive. I think they were like $140. It was a waste of money. I don't think I'll probably ever wear them, if you want to know the truth. I don't think they're cute, and they're not cute at all. And they remind me of those like Velcro like shoes that you get as like a kid from like, I was going to say Ben Franklin's. Do you remember that place? Walmart or something like that. Do you know what I mean? They're ugly. Those Aloe shoes are ugly. And I got them because Caroline had talked about them. But then even Caroline said she didn't think they were real comfortable. So I was like, but I wanted them anyway. I'd heard everybody talk about them, saw them everywhere. Then everybody talked about those On Clouds. So I was like, at that store, I was like, I'm going to get these On Clouds. And, but anyway, it doesn't matter. But those original Nike ones that Alex got me, I don't know what they're called. Let me look and see if I can look them up. I'm getting a bunch of tags. Men's Nike running. They're like green and teal. I could just go upstairs and look. I could do a lot of things, couldn't I? Let's see if it pulls them up. No. I mean, they're old, so I'm sure they're not making them anymore. They're the ones that tie, really tie. These kind of might look like them. No. I'll have to look at it. I don't know what they're called, because I know somebody will be like, what are those running shoes that you love? I don't know what they're called. Nike men's running shoes tied tight. Literally, I went into shopping and pulled up the exact same shoes. Yeah, it's not these. These are like big, chunky. Oh, maybe these. The fly knit. They kind of look like the fly knit, but no, they're not. Because I've known people that have those. Is this what they are? These might be the shoes, actually. No. It says 2018 running shoe. I don't know, this kind of looks like them, but mine are green. They're like neon green, and I don't know, I'll have to look at them and see what they are. They're super comfortable. Super, super comfortable, and they're so tight on my feet that I never feel like sometimes with the other shoes, oh my God, those Hokas, I would step in like a crack on because the streets around here are shit. I don't hardly ever cuss over here. The streets over here are bad, right? And so I'd step in a crack or like a pothole or something, I almost like topple over because those Hokas are like, you know, I mean, they're so big, they're like boats on your feet. These shoes don't do that. Like if I step in a pothole, like I step right out of it. Like they're real easy, and they're neon, and so you can see them at night, which I think is good. But anyway, so I got back here, I was like, oh my God. So got back from walking. Oh, I was uploading my vlog the whole time. So went inside, and Alex was sending me the whole time I was walking, like all these, like, I did find out how to, what do you call it? Because people are like, Peter, don't you know you can mute your notifications while you're listening? I don't. I learned how to do it because enough people said something about it, but I don't do it. So I still, as I'm walking, listening to my audiobook, it's like, now what it says is, Nikki left a long message. Would you like to listen to it? And if you don't hit it right away, it starts playing. It's this long message from Nikki. I'm joking. But Alex is like, it'll leave like a video, and it's like, oh my God, and it's like, and so anyway. But Nikki wasn't texting me last night. She usually does when I'm like taking my walks, but Alex was texting me. Or maybe she did text me last night while I was taking a walk. I can't remember. I think she did towards the end, but it was like right towards the end. But anyway, so I got back and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna get all comfy. So I went upstairs, charged my phone, and I got real comfy, or took a shower and got real comfy. And it was so warm outside last night. You guys, like all last night, it was like 78, 79 degrees. I literally just looked at our temperature inside. So the thing is that today, the high was supposed to be like 62 today. Let's see what the high is. Yesterday was 80. So I was like, I'm not turning the air conditioning on for one day. I'm just not doing it. Because Alex was like, yeah, 61 right now in rain. Alex was like, why don't you turn the air conditioning on? I was like, I'm not turning the air conditioning on for one day and then having to turn the heat on possibly tomorrow. Like, I'm not doing that, right? Like, what is it going to get down to tonight? 61 right now. I mean, last night, let's look on here and see. Oh my God, I got a lot of text messages daily. Oh no, it says 73 today for a high. Well, I don't think that's going to happen. And down for a low of 50. Tomorrow, 74. People were telling me it was supposed to thunderstorm on Sunday for Easter, but it doesn't show any rain. Slight chance of rain, shower, overcast. Monday, showers in the morning with some clearing in the afternoon. I got a hair appointment on Monday. So I came inside and I took a shower and all kind of stuff, and then I put on shorts, like my sweat shorts and a t-shirt, which I usually at night wear like a hoodie and like sweatpants because it's so cold. And so I put that on, and oh, that's why I talked to Nikki then, because I came outside and I like talked to Tanya and I talked to Nikki, and I finished up my iced coffee. Yeah, because I was having that Columbia coffee. I finished up that iced coffee that I had when I was vlogging. And wasn't that yesterday? I think it was. And I talked to Nikki and I talked to Tanya. And then Nikki at that time, we agreed that we were going to do puzzles later. But we both had shows to watch. She had 911 and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and something else to watch. And I had Matlock and Elsbeth. But what I didn't realize at the time was that Elsbeth wasn't on this week. It was the season finale of Matlock, and it was 2 episodes. 2 episodes of stress and anxiety. So anyway, I was like, well, let's finish our shows. At this point, it was like 10:30. I was like, well, let's finish our shows, and then do you want to do puzzles? And she was like, yes. And I was like, okay, well, let's finish our shows. And then, because she wanted to listen to her audiobook. I want to listen to more of my audiobook. So we can listen to our audiobooks and do puzzles at the same time. And so we even talked last night about, because I'm almost done with the Life as We Knew It series, and so when I finished it, I was like, we had so much fun reading them together, and so I was like, well, let's pick another series. So we were talking about it. She doesn't like zombies, so she doesn't want to do Rot and Ruin. So I think she's going to maybe read the Edge of Collapse series. Nikki and I are also doing Christmas in July, for anybody else that wants to do it. So we're going to pick like a Christmas book or 2 thrillers to read in July. We're going to do Christmas in July. But anyway, so we were like texting each other, but I like watched Matlock, and I got so into it. So I don't know if I'll do a whole review. I don't think enough people care about Matlock. But anyway, so it was the final 2 episodes of the season. It got renewed for season 2, so it's coming back. It leaves on a it ends on a cliffhanger, like a major cliffhanger. But the last episode. So if you don't know what Matlock is about, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but just the premise of it, okay? It's about this woman named Maddie Matlock who has changed her name. Her and her husband's daughter died of an opioid overdose. And her daughter was probably like 30 when she died. And she has a son, and they're raising her son, whose name is Alfie. And so they find out that there was this research study that was done in the lawsuit that was hidden. And they do this whole investigation because they find out that like this company, which is called Wellbrexa, could have been shut down. That was manufacturing opioids. Could have been shut down if this research study had come out. But somebody hid this research study, okay? So she gets a job at the law firm because they find out, they've done all this research before, that somebody at the law firm has hidden this document. So that's the premise of the show. So she goes back and acts like, oh, I had to go back and get a job. My husband died. I'm raising my grandchild on my own. I gotta go back into law. That's how she gets hired there. So each episode is like them solving like a law case, like going to court and investigating it. It's kind of like a legal thriller. Well, it isn't kind of. It is a legal thriller. But then the backstory is she's always sneaking around trying to figure out, like, who did this document. She's always, like, texting with her grandson and her husband, and they're trying to do all this kind of sneaky shit to try to find out who's the one that hid the document. Well, it comes, and it's building of relationships. Like, she's one of 3, like, legal assistants, and the other 2 are younger, and just... So anyway, there's like a lot of people on the show, and you like really, it's a show of like character development, it really is. And so at the very end of the show, it all kind of comes out between her and the woman she works for. That is like one of the people. Anyway, so the last episode, and this won't ruin it for you because it's just the beginning of it, but they play Landslide by Fleetwood Mac, and she has like this, you know, like a murder board like investigators have. She has this board in her office at home where she's got like it all linked together, but they've got it figured out by now. So she's taking all these pictures down, but they're all the pictures of the people that she met while she worked at this law firm. And so they're playing Lawsuit in the back, Landslide in the background. Lawsuit. They're playing Landslide in the background. I'm literally bawling my eyes. She like takes a picture down and she like looks at it, and then it flashes through this montage of memories that she had through the whole season. It was such a fantastic beginning to the finale. I mean, this is great television writing, you know? And then there was a scene later, because they always said that when she solved the case, she was going to quit. And she's like, now she has this love of law again, and like something was missing. And it's this very endearing scene between her and her husband. It's just such a great show, but it still makes me nervous as shit. I think now that I know that most of the people know that she knows that, well, no, just one person. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But now that I know that the cat's out of the bag, is that the same? I'm not so nervous about it. Don't make me so nervous anymore. But anyway, so I watched that. And then, then I was like, I gotta read my books. And so that was when I don't even know what time it was by then. So Nikki and I kept on texting each other and whatever, and I said, well, I'm gonna read a little bit, and then she had another show I can't remember what she was watching before she watched Beverly Hills. So I sat down and I read like 4 chapters of Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and then one of them last night was something I wanted to talk to you guys about. It was so good. Oh my God, it was so interesting. So it was the one that was called Imagine That Everyone Around You Is Enlightened Except You. It's this chapter in there. And it's this idea that, like, everybody that you meet in life is enlightened, and you're the only one that's not. And so every person that you encounter in life is supposed to teach you something. And it was interesting because my mom had written to the side of it, she put January 8th, 1998, which at the time I would have been just past 4 years sober. Or, no, wait. I don't know. Why can't I can't do the math in my head. Okay, so I got sober December 17th of 1994. So, 95, 96, 97. So I would have been just over 3 years sober. But this is a conversation, like, it reminded me of the conversations. It wasn't about the message. It was about the conversations my mom and I used to have. Because to the top of it, she wrote something about a plumber or something, I can't remember what it said, something about a plumber or something that some guy she had called, and she got upset about it, and she said, remember what Peter told you. What are you supposed to learn from him? And I was like, I didn't even remember the conversation or anything, but I thought, that's so strange. Because that was stuff that I heard in early sobriety. It was like, what are people trying to teach you? Like, you know, like, I can remember, like, Tanya and I talk about this a lot. Like, one of my sponsors would have me put up grocery carts. Like, I had to put up so many grocery carts to the grocery store before going inside because you had to be of service. You know, you had to do it and not tell anybody because that was altruistic. You had to go into, like, if I was at a grocery store, I had to go the longest line because it was teaching me patience. And so there were things I had to learn throughout the day. You know, if you were in a situation where you're like, come on, you're like lying at, you know, like the gas station trying to get a fountain pop, and there's 4 people ahead of you and they're taking so long, maybe in that moment what you're being taught is patience. And those were things I was taught early on. And even if you're not, maybe you can take a lesson out of it, right? So I read that chapter last night. There was a lot of chapters in there, not interrupting people. Probably a very valuable lesson I need to learn. I read like 4 of them in there. They were really good. Then I read, and I wasn't planning to because I was like, I want to finish the Life as We Knew It book before I get back into the Edge of Collapse series by Kayla Stone. I'd read a chapter the night before or 2. So last night I ended up reading like 40 pages of the Edge of Collapse book. It is good. I mean, the writing is not fantastic, but it's good. I'm really loving it. So... and then after that, I was like, okay, I'm going to read. What time would that have been? Yeah, I would have finished Matlock about... because at that point was when Alex came home, when I was reading the Life as We Knew It book. And he came in, and then he went upstairs and he like changed, and he was like, I'm going to go to bed. He was like looking at some TikToks, and he went to bed. So he came in. Oh, this is what... so, oh my God, it was so cozy last night. Are you guys ready? Okay. So I had the back patio door open with the screen, you know, and everything. And then, so, all the air was coming in. And then when it was raining, it was really nice. And then I have this little metal fan. Remember I was telling you about, like, the vintage fans? This one's not vintage, but it's like this little metal fan that I have. And, I think I bought it as a travel fan. So Alex, oh, no, I remember how I got it. Okay. So Alex's girlfriend in Miami, we went to her apartment. She doesn't live there anymore, but she used to live at the Four Seasons residences. And so, this is like, he has 2 friends one friend that still does, and another friend that used to live there. But the one that used to live there, we went to her apartment back in the day. And she had this patio, and on this patio, she had 2 patios. She had like a long patio, then she had this little small patio off the kitchen. And off the kitchen, she had all these plants and stuff. And then she had like a really cozy like little chair and table. And then she had this like fan. It was like a vintage fan. And it was like clipped to like the edge. And I like loved how it looked. It just looked like, I mean, in the downtown Miami at like the Four Seasons residence. Beautiful apartment. She's got this little cozy like nook area where she would like read and stuff. So I wrote down, like I do this all the time. If I'm at somebody's house or whatever, or I took a picture of it. I think I took a picture of it. You know what? I probably have it written still in my notes. I think I wrote it down or took a picture of it. Anyway, I should look in here and see. Fan. I probably have the fan. It says 2 found. No. It's on my list of things this summer, spring and summer, I'm excited about. I made a list of all the things I'm excited about this summer. Anyway, the fan is what I said. So I had the fan. Anyway, she just like little, it was like this mint green, tealish green fan out there. It's like this little fan. And I loved it. It was real powerful. So anyway, I couldn't find that exact same fan, but this is the one that I got instead. Now I have like 3 of these little metal fans, but I set it up on the floor. I lit all the candles last night. I put lemon melts in the wax melter, and I lit, I had to light like 2 or 3 different new kinds of candles. Is that my pool crew guy? Walking all the way down from the other side of the street? What is he doing? He's like carrying something like he came from somebody's house. What is going on? It looks like he's carrying packages, like somebody got his packages instead of his. It is my pool crew guy. There he is, going in his driveway. I can't wait for the pool to open. I am so excited. So anyway, I wonder what he got. He got packages. Or maybe they were just holding his packages for him. Who knows? Anyway, it doesn't matter. But this is the kind of stuff I wonder about and I get excited about. So I had lit like 2 or 3 new candles. And it was weird because it was like this mix of like cinnamon buns and pumpkin spice in the living room. And lemon and like citrus and stuff like that in the kitchen. And it all smelled so good. I don't even know how, I mean, like Alex even came home last night and goes, it smells so good in here. Anyway, it was so warm. Did I tell you guys this? I just looked before I came out here. It's like 75 or 76 inside. The temperature is set at. Well, it's not set at that. It's set at 68. But it's like, and I'm not turning on the air conditioning. I don't think I said that. I was talking about the air conditioning. Because he was like, just turn on the air conditioning. It's so hot. But I slept fine last night. So anyway. So it was just, it was... And you know, sometimes I say I like the humidity, okay? It felt very humid inside our house last night. I had all the candles lit. I had all the lights turned off. I had the window open. Later, you could hear the rain. The fan was blowing on me. It was perfect. It was so cozy. And so I was sitting there and I was reading. And so I read last night. I'll either finish it tonight or tomorrow. I have 80 pages left of the Life as We Knew It series. So I read, like, I think I had like 150 pages left, and I think I read like 70 pages last night. You know, Nikki and I were talking about this. Talked about it for a long time last night. The more I read, this table is so dirty. Oh, because you know what? I had it up, folded last night before I took it inside. Up against the wall. I have kind of a different take on this book. I don't remember what it's called. I have a kind of a different take on this book the more I read of it. I really was disgusted by it at first. It's such a weird book. And what I was saying to Nikki last night was, so the first book is told from Miranda's point of view. The second book is told from Alex's point of view. Two different complete stories about, well, two different experiences of the same event happening. The third story brings them together. The fourth book, and I was telling Nikki, I don't understand why the fourth book, she didn't go back and forth and tell, like, her experience, like, Alex and Miranda, because, anyway, and, like, she could have, like, rotated chapters, and one chapter been like Alex, and the next chapter Miranda. And instead she gives the fourth book to her younger brother, Johnny, okay? The way she writes him, like I was telling Nikki this last night, and Nikki did not like the book at all. She said it should have ended on book 3. I don't understand why writers do this, unless there's like a cathartic purpose to it, but these are young adult books, okay? And there's a little bit, I mean, I'm far enough in the book that I probably, if it wasn't part of the series, I probably would have DNF'd it. Now, in all honesty, I'm glad I didn't, because a lot of really major stuff happens after the first half of the book. And I think you understand a little bit more John's process, that he's immature, he's not emotionally developed, that he has all these ideologies that are not okay at all. They're not okay. But then he kind of becomes a different person. At least I'm hoping he is. He seems like he's in the process of that right now, but who knows? But he's such an unlikable character. He's such an unlikable character. And he surrounds himself with these misogynist guys. And they're classist. And they are sexist. And I think she's making commentary on if the world ended and started up again, that these ideologies would still exist. I think that's what she's saying. But I don't really know. But the problem is this, is that, do you ever read a book where you can't stand the main character? I hardly ever do. Because I can tell you, if I don't like the main character, I'm not invested in the book. The only reason I'm reading this book is because it's the fourth part of a series. Now that I'm past the halfway mark, I'm glad that I've kept reading it. Because you find out a lot of things that happen to all the people that have been in the whole series. You find out about, like, anyway, a lot of things that happen. Like Alex's sister. You find about Miranda, Miranda's mom, her dad, her brother, his wife. You find out all kinds of things. Johnny, their stepmother, anyway, you find out all kinds of stuff. So, I'm glad I held on to it. Nikki kept on saying to me last night, she's like, just wait till the end. So I don't know what's going to happen at the end. But it's weird reading a book. Like, I don't know why. The thing about it is that Miranda was such a likable, relatable character. Like, when I was reading it, I really felt like I could so relate to her story going through this if I were her age, right? Alex's story was so relatable. Then they come together, and it's like this group experience that you feel like you're part of experiencing it with them. Then the fourth part is told from John's point of view, and you don't like John. And in all honesty, I've never really liked John reading the whole... I mean, he's always been like the little brother that annoys everybody, and they like spoil him, and he's real entitled. I've never liked him. So to give an entire book to him as the main character, from his point of view, it doesn't make any sense. I'm confused. And I was saying to Nikki last night, like, I'm not confused by what's going on in the book, I'm confused as to why she made this choice. It doesn't make any sense to end it on this note. But Nikki said, I said, I'm going to wait until I get done reading this, but I would like to see what some other commentary is about this, because I know that these were big enough. I mean, when you look up, like, post-apocalyptic books on Goodreads, there's thousands of books that come up. So you know on Goodreads you can look up any list, right? Like, if you put in Google right now, like, the best Christmas books that take place in a blizzard, there's probably a list for it on Goodreads. I was going to look it up right now, but I won't. And then it'll list it. So if you put in best post-apocalyptic books, these books, the first one comes up like 3rd or 4th, I think, or 5th. I mean, Hunger Games is up there and stuff like that. So I was kind of surprised that it's that well known. There have to be people out there. There was at least one person, because they commented on the vlog and said they didn't like this one either. That they almost stopped reading, or they did stop reading or something. Because I told Nikki that. I said, well, somebody on my vlog commented that, I think they said they bought it for their daughter or something like that, and they couldn't even get through it. Their daughter hated it too. And Nikki was like, well, thank God we're not the only ones. And she was like, is that, I was thinking maybe we saw something different about it. I don't know. But anyway, so I finished that last night, and then, oh, no. I finished the first episode of Matlock, then I read, and then I texted Nikki when I got done reading, because Alex was home, and so I was like, okay, I'm going to watch the second episode of Matlock. Is that how it happened? What did I watch in between? Was it Ghost UK? I watched something else. I don't even remember now. But anyway, I texted her. Oh, no, I called her. I got up in the kitchen to, like, go make make another cup of decaf, and I was like, I said, are you still want to do puzzles, or do you just want to wait till tomorrow? She's like, no, I still want to do puzzles. And at that point, it was kind of late, and I was like, okay. And then she was like, but I still have a little bit of Beverly Hills to watch. The battery just went to the halfway mark. And I said, how much longer do you think you have? Like 10 minutes, half an hour? She was like, I don't know. She's like, I can stop it now. And I was like, well, girl, don't stop your show. I said, I was doing all kinds of laundry last night. So I did a whole thing of towels. I got to do more towels today. So I was like, I'll just go down and fold laundry. And I said, and then, and I'll change the laundry out. I did this huge comforter last night, this gray comforter. It's the one, no, the blue comforter is the one that I was washing. I'm trying to get all of our, like, spring and summer stuff, like, rewashed and fresh and all that kind of stuff. So I said, just text me when you're done. Let's read Nikki's text this morning, shall we? She didn't want to do puzzles with me. She said, girl, I went to sleep last night, LOL. I said, you just didn't want to do puzzles. She said, so not true. I said, sure, Jan. So anyway, I didn't really care because I wanted to watch TV last night. If she said she didn't want to do puzzles, we wouldn't have done puzzles. Anyway, so it was like, I waited like, I don't know, 45 minutes or something like that. And I was like, listening to my audiobook while I was folding laundry and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I'm going to start watching something else. She went to sleep. So sometimes I fall asleep, sometimes she falls asleep, just whatever. So we'll do puzzles tonight or tomorrow. Well, tomorrow night I got Sister Wives. The whole world's coming to a stop because of Sister Wives. So I was like, what am I going to watch? Oh, earlier I'd asked Tanya, I had said, have you seen this show? I think it's by the creators of Lost, but I could be wrong. I might just be saying that, or found. Not found, from the TV show From. Because it's on MGM. But that might be the only reason that I'm thinking that, okay? So I said, Tanya Jean, have you seen this show called Nine Bodies in a Mexican morgue? I think it's called, hold on a second. Here, I'm going to show you guys. I just put it on my TV watching channel last night. Here, I'll pull it up for you. Oh, I looked up this Tanya Kappas book, too. She's the one that writes Criminals and Campgrounds. I was like looking at, I was looking at the Goodreads last night, and I don't know if this is somebody, I mean, I'm friends with them on Goodreads. I don't know this person, but I don't know if it's somebody that watches my vlog or what they watch, but they are literally on like book 27. If you're out there and you're like, oh my God, that was my Goodreads, you just put an update last night that you're on book like 27 of Criminals and Campgrounds by Tanya Kappas. Girl, good for you. I miss those books. So I saw that woman staying on Goodreads last night. See, y'all are influencing me. So I was like, Tanya Kappas has other series too. Well, I had read one of her books from her Coffee Killer Ground series or something. But this one is called Fixin' to Die. Kenny Lowry, Book 1 by Tanya Kappas. Has anybody read this? I'm thinking about reading it. But anyway, here it is. This is the show that I started watching last night. 9 Bodies in a Mexican Morgue. This is so good, you guys, okay? Tanya said she watched 2 episodes and she couldn't really get into it. I was like, what? It is so good. So What it's about is, and I'm not going to ruin it for you, okay? It's 6 episodes. It's a limited series. Supposedly there's not going to be a season 2. It's just a limited series. I looked. It's not been renewed, so it's supposed to be just one and done. But it starts off, okay, and it's this couple, and they're like in this, and they're in the middle of nowhere, Mexico, and they're like in this pickup truck. And they were supposed to be tourists. So she tells him, this is literally the first minute. So she tells him to pull over, and she's like, act like you're checking the engine. And so they're like, then she gets on binoculars, and she's looking at what looks like a jail out in the middle of nowhere. And they're waiting for these bodies to be brought in, and for this helicopter. Okay, and it says day 9 on here. Then it goes back, and it's day 1. The camera stopped. And it goes back to day 1, and it's like, well, it's the flight attendant, the captain, and 8 other people on this small flight from Guatemala to Houston. And for reasons I won't let you know because I don't want to ruin the show, the plane crashes in the middle of the Mexican, like, forest or woods or whatever. Woods. Forest. It's like 600 square feet of, like, dense forest. So they don't know what they're going to do. Well, the characters, okay, first of all, are so fantastic. So I don't remember what this is called, but it's the wrestlers in Mexico that wear the masks and stuff like that. So there's a guy that's that. There's this couple that run a chain of hotels in the United States, and they're like very conservative, and I don't want to ruin it. They're kind of like, anyway, all the characters are very intriguing and interesting. There is this girl that's the daughter of like a Silicon Valley tech billionaire, and like her husband that she's dated and married in 5 weeks. And then there's this woman that you don't really know a lot about. She's like a photographer from England. And then there's this guy that says he's a former doctor and a guy that says he's an insurance agent. And they're all on this plane together. Well, people start dying one by one, either by mysterious reasons or what seems legitimate but could be mysterious reasons. And so, like, each episode starts with, like, all these bodies in a row, and then they attack them all. You know what I mean? Like, okay. It is so good, you guys. Like, I could have binge-watched the whole thing last night. Literally could have binge-watched the whole thing last night. It was so, so, so good. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to finish watching the rest of it tonight. The last night, oh my God, with the windows open and the fan blowing and the candles, it was, like, perfect. 9 bodies in a Mexican morgue. I think it's really good. When I talk to Tanya Jean, I'm gonna be like, girl, what she and I was telling Alex this today at lunch. She goes, why does it matter? I go, it doesn't matter, but it's just interesting. Tanya and I are not connecting on shows right now at all. Like, she'll say a show and I'll like not like the show. What was the last show that we disagreed on? But like, she's like, oh no, I watched 2 episodes of that. What did she say her and Eric were watching last night? It sounded like some Western shows. She said it's new on Netflix. I was like, oh, is it a thriller? She goes, no. What is it called? I'll have to look on here. I don't even know if I'll remember it. Hold on a second. Let's look on Netflix and see what it is. Let's look on new on Netflix. Oh, it's #1, Ransom Canyon. That's what she was watching. Let's see what it's about. Money, power, and secrets entwine in a small Texas town where a grieving rancher must battle a rival scheming. Is it kind of like, here, I'll add it to my list because Tanya Jean watched it. 10 episodes. Is it kind of like Yellowstone? What is that? Oklahoma. Tanya told me. This is what Tanya told me to watch. She said, it's already on my list. She said, you have got to watch. So after I finish this season, or this show that I'm watching, she said, you have to watch The Glass Dome. She said, The Glass Dome, you have to watch The Glass Dome. So it's 6 episodes, so I'm going to watch that next. It's already on my list. But then the Oklahoma City bombing, American Terror, I want to watch that. What else is new? I Hostage. It's a film. Add that to my list. It's so big. Are there other new shows? What's When Life Gives You Tangerines? What is that? I've never even heard of this show before. Okay, let's look at 10 TV shows trending. Ransom Canyon, Black Mirror, Young Sheldon, Glass Dome, Bad Influence, The Gardener. Tanya told me it was stupid. But like I said, we don't agree on shows. She was like, it's a waste of your time, don't watch it. The Diamond Heist. I think Guy Ritchie directed that. I think I looked on here and it says directed by a 2003 carat diamond. It's already on my list. A motley crew of criminals. The elite police force on their tail. This explosive documentary series is wilder than any crime caper. It's only 3 episodes. Looks good. It's on my list already. I'll probably watch that. Tim Dillon. I don't know who that person is a comedian. So anyway, I watched 2 episodes of that last night, and then it was late, and I was like, I gotta go to bed. So I went to bed. But it was such a nice night last night. I felt so relaxed. I felt so calm. I have not been walking every single day, and so I kind of forget, like, when I get back from walking, I take my shower, I put on my comfy pajamas, my whole body is just like, I just feel so good, you know? Like, as a person that doesn't drink or use drugs, it's like you get those natural endorphins kick. It's like, it's so true. You know, I know that. I mean, I know that, like, exercise and getting your body moving makes you feel so good, but I always do. Like, I'm always like, you know, after I get done, like, walking. So I'm glad that I walked again. The rain seems to have stopped, so I think I am going to try to get a walk in. Maybe right now, before we watch our shows. If I go inside and the fan's on and he's asleep, I'm just going to put my shoes on, change into shorts, and go for a walk. And get my walk in right now and do all that. So, and have another... It feels like a Sunday. It feels so weird. Y'all do anything for Easter? Do you guys celebrate Easter? Celebrate Passover? I know that there are, you know, obviously... people from all different belief systems out there. So, are you guys doing anything fun this weekend? Watching any movies? Binging any series? Let me know what you're doing this weekend. Let me know what series you're binging. Let me know if you're reading any books. If you have any book recommendations, you know, I could always use that. A couple people recommended to me to get some hooks for the tree. So, I'm gonna order some of those last night. So, the hooks are coming for the tree to put the bird feeders on it. Okay. There was something else I was going to tell you. Oh, I was going to say, let's pick an emoji if you made it to this part of the vlog before we end. Let's put your favorite insect. Ladybug, butterfly, or should you just want me to pick one? Before you guys go in, can you do a ladybug? A ladybug or a red heart, okay? A ladybug or a red heart. And then people just accidentally, they'll put a red heart anyway, and then they'll be like, they'll think that, you know. Anyway, if you made it to this part in the vlog, put a ladybug. If you're the real deal, you'll put a ladybug or put a red heart, okay? And I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Saturday, and I hope you guys are as relaxed and peaceful as I am. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys. And I know it's not Sunday, and I will be back tomorrow. But please, I hope that you're getting relaxed, rejuvenated, refreshed, and renewed for the week ahead, and that you're taking care of yourself. And if you're super busy this weekend and you have to work and you don't have really care for family members and stuff, please take 5 minutes to yourself. Take 3 minutes and listen to your favorite song just by yourself. Read one of your favorite quotes. Do something that's going to make you really, really happy. Eat a little candy treat that will make you happy. Just take 5 minutes for yourself. You deserve it. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.